Everything you've been told to try for sleep is probably right. That's not the problem. The problem is that most of it is solving for the wrong thing. And until you understand what the right thing is, nothing you try is going to hold. I know this because I tried everything for almost 3 years. It started with melatonin. My doctor mentioned it, my daughter mentioned it, and every article I came across said the same thing. So I tried the recommended dose, then a little more when that stopped working. For a couple of weeks, honestly, it helped. I'd fall asleep a little easier. And then one night I was right back at the same ceiling at 3 a.m., except now I was groggy on top of it. I remember lying there thinking, okay, that's not it. What's next? What came next was the sleep hygiene phase. If you've been down this road, you know there is no shortage of advice. No screens after 8, consistent bedtime, cool room. I followed all of it. I bought blackout curtains, got a white noise machine, and stopped drinking coffee after noon. And if you knew me, you'd know what a sacrifice that was. Some of it helped a little. None of it fixed anything. My son bought me a sleep meditation app. I used it every single night for 6 weeks. Rain sounds, a calm voice walking me through relaxing my toes and working my way up. Some nights it nudged me toward sleep. Most nights I'd get to the part about my shoulders, and my brain would helpfully remind me I hadn't called my sister back, that my grandson's birthday was coming up, and did I even know what to get him? I went back to my doctor. She mentioned a prescription option. I went home, looked it up, and decided I wasn't ready for that. I tried journaling before bed to put my worries on paper, warm baths, chamomile tea, a short walk after dinner. I was treating sleep like a project, like if I could just find the right combination of inputs, I could produce the right output. And here's the honest thing. There's nothing wrong with any of those approaches. Not one of them. Some of them are genuinely good for you, but none of them were getting to the root. And I didn't understand what the root was yet. That's the part nobody talks about. Because when you've tried everything and it still isn't working, the question stops being, what should I try next? It starts being, what am I actually missing? Here's what I know now, looking back. I had been treating sleep as a body problem, something physical, something to be solved with the right supplement, the right routine, the right environment. So I kept working on the container, the temperature, the darkness, the sound, the chemistry, while completely missing what was inside it. My mind wouldn't stop at night because I was carrying things, real things, worry about my husband's health, a quiet, low-grade fear that didn't have a specific name, just a weight that sat in the background, the habit of holding everything together all day. And that habit doesn't switch off when you turn out the lights. I was asking my body to rest while my spirit was still standing at the door, still holding, still on duty. No supplement fixes that, and no amount of darkness and white noise fixes it either. And then I came across a sentence that stopped me completely. A pastor had written it, not in a sleep article, not on a wellness site. It was a piece about anxiety, and he wrote this: "The body is usually the last to know. The soul has been unsettled for a long time before the body reports it." I read that 3 times. I had been trying to fix the report. I hadn't looked at what was generating it. I want to be careful here because I grew up in the church. I've prayed before bed for decades. The verse about peace that passes understanding, I could quote it to you right now. I know it. But knowing a truth and living inside it are two different things. My bedtime prayers had become something I moved through quickly before attempting sleep. Not something that actually moved the weight off me. There's a difference between mentioning something to God and releasing it to Him. And somewhere along the way, I had stopped doing the second thing. I was carrying my husband's health into bed every night, saying a quick prayer, and then picking it right back up and holding it all night. Same with my daughter's situation. Same with the conversation I was dreading. Same with every question I hadn't answered yet. I was praying. I wasn't surrendering. And I want to say this gently, because I'm not pointing a finger at anyone. This isn't a faith failure. Most of us were taught what to believe. We weren't always taught how to actually put something down at the end of the day, how to hand it over and leave it there, what that actually feels like at 11 at night, when your brain wants to run through everything you haven't solved yet. There's a difference between peace as a concept and peace as an experience. And the gap between those two things was exactly where I had been stuck for 3 years. That's not a character flaw, and it's not a faith problem. It's something with a real cause, and it's something you can actually do something about. I started working through something called the Night Peace Framework, a faith-based approach built specifically for Christians who know the verses, who've tried the sleep routines, who aren't looking for another checklist. The framework is built around one core idea. The mind quiets when the spirit releases, and it walks you through what that actually looks like practically at 11 o'clock at night when the worry wants to run. It starts with the body, slowing the breathing, releasing the tension in the jaw and shoulders, feeling the weight of the bed beneath you. That's not decoration. That's a signal your nervous system actually understands. When the body begins to soften, something in you starts to hear that the day is over. From there, it walks you through the mental piece, not conquering your thoughts, just slowing them, noticing them without chasing them, learning to let something pass without following it down the hallway at midnight. Then it does something I hadn't found in anything else I'd tried. It walks you through actually putting things down. The planning stops. The rehearsing stops. There's a quiet, practical reminder that you don't have to solve tomorrow while you're lying in the dark, that it doesn't need to be carried into sleep. And underneath all of that, the simplest thing, a reminder that God is here, not as a theological point to work through, not as something to earn, just a quiet truth, an anchor. The kind of thing that when you actually feel it, instead of just knowing it, changes the whole quality of the night. You press play. The structure guides you through, and there's nothing to perform and nothing to achieve. The first night I went through it, I want to be honest, I didn't sleep perfectly, but something was different. There was a quality to the quiet that hadn't been there before. Like a door had been closed that I'd been leaving open for years without realizing it. 3 weeks later, I honestly couldn't remember the last time I'd seen 3 a.m. I have a friend who had been waking up at 2 a.m. almost every single night for 2 years. We talked about it one Sunday after church. She started the framework that week and called me about 10 days later. She didn't say, "I'm sleeping through the night now." What she said was, I feel like I got permission to put something down. That's the thing I keep hearing from people who go through this. Not just that they're sleeping better, but that something they didn't know they were carrying finally got set down. And I want to say something directly. For the person who's been at that ceiling for a long time and is starting to wonder if something is just wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with you. The fact that your mind keeps moving at night is not a sign of weak faith. It's a sign that you've been carrying real things and haven't had the right help putting them down. There's a line in Psalm 127, verse 2, that I keep coming back to. He gives rest to those he loves, not as a reward, as a gift. Your body knows how to receive that gift. It just needs the right conditions, and in the body, in the mind, in the spirit, to actually do it. That's what the Night Peace Framework creates. It doesn't replace prayer or scripture. It creates the conditions for you to actually receive what God has already made available. The verses, you know, are true. They were always true. Sometimes we just need a little help getting out of our own way long enough to live inside them. If what I've shared tonight sounds like your nights, I want to make sure you have somewhere real to start. We put together a free guide called Why Your Mind Won't Slow Down at Night. It walks you through the exact 5-step order your body and mind need to settle before sleep, explains why calming your mind first doesn't work, and gives you something concrete you can do tonight. It was written specifically for Christians who are tired of lying awake and ready for something that actually works. Click the link below this video and get instant access. It's free. And if you know someone who's been lying awake and running out of answers, share this with them. Sometimes the right thing finds us right when we need it. Take care of yourself tonight.